wanna talk about us, talk about love and trust. Now you don't get enough. Let's talk about you. Talk about what's your more. Always knowing the truth. Let's talk about me. Talk about what do I see. Gotta be quick on my feet. Fucking with you. This is the shit that I know. This is the shit that I know. But do you know? Really have brothers so close. Think I hit that other nose. At first week, and nowhere to go. Now we have nothing to show. Nothing to glow. Thought I had OTs. I was just going through the motions. Claim that I never noticed. No emotes, I'm stupid. No, I'm good without you. Just know I'm good without you. Just know I'm good without you. Just know I'm good without you. Moving on, no looking back. Leaving your ass in the past. Your role can use your recast. Cause you don't know how to act. Just know I'm good without you. 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 Moving on, no looking back. Leaving your ass in the past. Your role can use your recast. Cause you don't know how to act.
Talk about us, talk about love and trust. Boy, you playing too much. Let's talk about you. Talk about what is you. I know what it was to you. Let's talk about me. I was only your trophy. Bring it right to your buddies. I'm not a fool. This is the shit that I know. This is the shit that I know. Bad thing I know. Barely have brought us so close. Think I had that on our nose. At first we started so close. Now we have nothing to show. Boy, what were your motives? I'm just going through the motions. Now I'm sipping on a potion. I'm so done with your shit.
Hey, welcome to the all-new episode of Butterfly Blackout. I'm your host, Emily, along with Truth and Jeff.
Hello.
See, regular Jeff.
It's always regular Jeff.
Well,
What else? I'm never regular.
We got to talk to her off camera. She's
I
super
know, right?
happy
Like,
today.
damn.
Super happy today.
Right. So, everybody watch Verzuz on Thursday
Gucci?
between Jeezy and Gucci Mane, Iceman, whatever the joke was. I missed it. I'm not a fan of either. I waited 35 minutes and then I got off because I just don't believe in waiting. I feel like be on time.
Oh, you was there early. Good job. I can't be mad. I checked in about 5 times. I was there
It
until I
started at
left.
7. I'm here at 6:05.
Just log on with you from here.
I was on time. I'm sorry, I was early. But I didn't stick around. I did hear maybe 2 songs, and I didn't know the song, so I really couldn't participate in the fun. And ATL won. I didn't get it. So, with that being said, you 2 watched it.
I watched it, yeah. Did you watch it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good
Well,
for
I
you.
watched it.
So
Well, my
you
thing
watched
is,
it.
To them is, were they both there?
No, they were, yeah. They
Yeah,
do
they were
everything
both
is
there.
in the
Which
room
was
now.
shocking because of their history and someone
Exactly.
actually lost their life
Exactly.
because of this situation. So
Okay.
it's just like,
That's why
yeah.
ATL won. Because, they weren't shooting and trying to kill each other again.
Yet. 2020 is not over. But anyways, so what were your thoughts?
All right, so for this one, it went big. It was another over 3 million, well over 3 million, and that's just quick watching, quick people watching. You had to be in there for that. Gucci came with all his mixtape classics. So if
he
you
got
stuck
some
around
hits.
for that,
he got
if
some
you
hits.
weren't of that era and like really in the club at that time, even especially like down south, you weren't gonna get anything except for Gucci's hits or Jeezy's. Jeezy played his hits and all his other stuff there. It was really good. I liked his little camaraderie, but Gucci was really disrespectful. Like you kind of thought something was gonna go on. Because he came out with that, I hate you, the round one, where he was like, all his mixtape joints were really directed like, I hate you, you sent the shooter, you should have never been there, it should have been you who died, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, damn, are we doing hits or are you guys going to shoot? And he came with a big-ass entourage, and they all look like shooters.
Yeah, I think that turned me off too because when I did see them come in, the entourage thing, I was like,
Yeah.
is that necessary at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that deep, y'all. It's just a
It
battle
is
where
that
you have
deep.
the DJs
No.
mixing your tapes and you're performing, if you want to perform, your classics and you going round for round. It ain't that deep.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Well,
I
their
mean, you look at
history
it, right,
is,
so
but it goes
the
back.
history, it started where Jeezy had just started getting some really clout from this song with him and Akon. Really started to take off because remember Jeezy started off with the Bad Boy group, and he wound up getting a better deal on top of that. And then that song came out, and then Gucci got him to do a song that he technically claimed he didn't want to do and was very vocal about he didn't want to do.
That was
And
icy.
then Gucci replied to Jeezy. The next thing you know, Jeezy goes on and put he said it, but he's claimed he didn't mean it when he put 10 grand on his chain. Shortly after that, somebody ran in this
took the
man's
chain.
house for real,
Yeah.
guns out, to kill this man and get his chain. He just wound up being able to get his hands on a gun himself, and Gucci wound up killing one of the assailants that came in his house
Right.
to kill him. So someone literally lost their life over this, and they'd be beefing for years. That's why I was
Right.
like, this ain't going to be something you really, really want to see. So the fact that you have both of them in the place at the same time, yeah, you were going to have some entourages to make sure
Yeah.
ain't nothing popped off.
Okay, cool. So, who do you think won? If you had to do round for round. Many
Round
people
for
have
round?
said Jeezy.
Jeezy took it round for round because Jeezy has more universal hits.
Okay.
If you're from Atlanta, you was popping those mixtapes. So like we would pop like a Jay-Z tape. And you know, we hear all that underground stuff that didn't make it out.
Okay.
Gucci had, but it was a good fight. I would say if they did more than like 20 joints. So I would say it was somewhere like maybe 16, 8 or whatever, you know. It wasn't bad. And Gucci didn't even get into a freaky girl.
Oh, he
Like
didn't?
he didn't get into a lot of his
That's
pop
the
hits.
hits right there.
The pop hits that make us know Gucci.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't school him properly.
Well,
It's
no,
not that, it's-
because the first like 7 joints he played were mixtape. I Hate You records. So what's the name's playing? Yo, this the
Taking
joint with me and
shots while
Jay
the man is
Z,
right
and he's
there.
like, "Nah, I killed your mother, and you should have died." I'm like, "Okay,
Well, I
buddy."
mean, like I said, he was a coach, right? Because, I mean, you going in for the kill, and it's like, it wasn't that type of party, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
It
know why he
is.
did. Yeah.
It is.
So this is season 2 of Verzuz.
Oh, this
and-
season
They got
two?
seasons?
Wow.
This is season 2. That was the season premiere. Do
Okay.
you think they're going to have a pop star?
They keep saying
Versus.
that. I don't think
Yes.
you get it by.
And I will tell you why. This is from when we had remember our conversation on who should versus
Yes.
a bunch of episodes ago.
Yeah.
They're gonna do this live on stage.
Thank you.
Timberland wrote it out like a like a dummy. He's like, "Yo, imagine when we open up in the world, seeing this will be crazy live, right?" And I'm like, "You are the owner of this shit, something this out. You should fire yourself. Like we know it's
Yeah.
coming, but
Did he
But
send
I
You
don't
us
think
just
I'm
our-
gonna
let it
pay
go.
for it.
Did he send us
Yes,
our
you
check,
will.
though?
No, I won't.
yes, you will."
We got to make sure we get our check because we know he watched this, and that's how. he
Moment
got
Justin
the idea.
Timberlake is up
Say
there.
that again, Truth.
He
What'd you
got-
say?
he got- I said he heard it from us, so he got to write us a check.
Thank you, Timberland, because, yeah, you ain't come up with that by yourself. So, but right now, while we are all quarantined, I think you should get Jay-Z and Usher.
No,
See, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
honest.
fight you. Why no?
Wait.
Jay
Who?
Z and
And
Nas.
Usher?
If you want to do
I'm
anything,
sorry, I meant Justin
I was
Timberlake.
like,
yeah,
I said Jay-Z. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
Jay-Z,
meant
Usher.
Justin Timberlake
I was like-
and Usher.
no.
I was like, you want
Why are
that?
you still saying no? I'm gonna fight you. What is
If you
wrong
want,
with
if you want to do a real pop one, if you want to do a versus with Justin Timberlake and you want it to be R&B, then you got to bring John B out the. You gotta
John
put
B
him in
doesn't
the
have
gym.
enough hits.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
He does.
he would. He would because he would. Do
If
things
you
that
cut
he
it down to that album was fire. I don't care what nobody say. That album was fire.
I got John B right here.
Right.
He don't really have enough
We
hits.
talked about your playlist last week. Don't get us started on your playlist this week.
Yo.
No, John, that first album was fire.
Yes, it
And He's been
was.
kicking out some hits, and you could go into the days he was with Color Me Bad or whatever. That album was fire. Because a lot of
Wait.
people forget about that.
Which Color Me
Oh.
Bad album were we talking about?
The first one. You
Yo,
crazy?
John B
the
was on
first
Color Me
one?
Bad.
Yeah.
Wait, just the first one?
The first, John P was a part. I think he was.
Was he on Color Me
Color
Bad?
Me
I was
Bad?
Now
like,
I've
what
got
the
fact check. Look at this. Now
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah,
fact check.
fact check, right.
hell? You all grabbed that phone. Like, is he?
I'm pretty sure he was though. He was one. That's where I remember him from. Yeah, check that out, Jeff. I don't want to be.
I was like,
I want to be wrong. I apologize, people, but I don't think I am. I'm
Yes,
the
it
oldest.
was.
I'm the oldest one in the building, so I
No,
believe
he
he
was
was.
a producer.
All right, so he was a part of Color Me Bad. So yeah, if you want to,
Yeah, he wrote for them. That's it.
yeah, if you want to do an R&B, then that's how you do it. Cause see,
You can
that's
bring those
the
up.
difference between Justin Timberlake and John B. Justin Timberlake flirted with the R&B, but still kept his whiteness. Where as far as John B was all black, he just happened to be white. and that's what killed him.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that you'd rather see a versus with Justin Timberlake versus John B instead of
Oh no!
Justin
I didn't say that at all.
saying, but-
versus
Oh.
Usher.
Usher doesn't have enough
Both
pop
dance,
hits.
both
Nobody
have a
said
lot
that.
of hits.
He
Oh.
That
doesn't
would
have
be the
enough
ultimate
pop.
battle.
You're talking about pop hits.
But he
Now,
crossed
wanna-
over.
if you want to do
Bieber.
Beaver against Justin,
No.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
I don't know who gonna have enough hits as Justin Timberlake.
Usher. What are you talking about?
Two different genres.
It's really not.
I'd
They
rather
both
Usher
crossed over.
with Chris Brown. And
That-
and,
No!
and somebody hinted to it. Another famous person who was connected to them again on this one. Somebody
How
hinted
would
to
Chris Brown and Usher?
it. Hit for hit.
You talking about they both
you
dance,
talking about
two
age
guys who
different
can
age
put on a show. They can actually
different.
sing, so you
Yeah.
gotta worry about voiceovers or anything like
Okay,
that.
so what are we talking about here? If they were to come on to Versus, are we saying that they're going to actually perform, or they're going to do a Brandy and Monica?
for the R&B.
Yes.
I expect
No,
them to
no
do
one
it.
would.
I
don't-
expect
don't
them
want
to do.
Them two shouldn't have been doing one in the first place.
Now, Brandy-
if you did Monica against maybe Fantasia, that'd have been better.
No, but not. What are you talking about?
I say it would have been better, or Fantasia against Jennifer Hudson.
That would be better, and I think that's what we're all waiting for.
That would be
because
good.
those are two powerhouses, and they can give us. Now they're going to give us a show because they will get up there and sing
Right, that's
and
what
blow
I'm
each
saying,
other
but
out.
If
So
I want to know how not to hit somebody with a car, I call Brandy all day.
no, my thing is, and I understand. I know that Brandy has always said that she has some type of. She gets shy around certain situations, so that's why it's not that easy for her to put herself out there
Right.
in places that are not controlled. I will say. So
That is controlled. So that's
It's a
that's
bubble.
Not, yeah, that's a
not
lame
like
excuse.
that.
Yeah.
Like, she's a performer. Like, she likes to do
she-
things a certain
Yo,
way.
we watched her mop up Monica and do the Moesha show. Doing.
Yeah.
Monica did not have enough hits to play with her there.
At all.
That's
I
why.
never wanted to
That's
talk
why I'm
about
just
that.
saying. I know you
Wait,
didn't.
I never wanted
I
to
know
say
you
that,
didn't.
and I
know you
thought I was the only one who kind of thought that
Well,
was like,
And Monica,
yo.
Monica knew she didn't belong in that room. That's why she was eye rolling, talking about they played remixes that weren't even
Wait a minute.
official remixes.
Because even
of the
though
joint.
Brandy came with hers,
Come on.
when she snuck in Moesha, I was like, that had to have been Ray J's doing, okay? But when she snuck in Moesha, she knew what time it was with the battle situation. And then she said, well, I can't play the whole song because it's legal. And it's like, okay, fine. Well, for a lot of reasons, you can't play
Right.
songs or theme songs. But she was able to get that snippet in
Yeah.
to give the fans what the fans want, especially since Moesha came out on
Right.
Netflix. However, my thing is, I thought I was the only one that caught that it
No,
was like,
we all saw that. We all saw that.
Okay.
We just wanted to make Monica feel comfortable.
Yeah.
We ain't want to embarrass her.
We don't know if it was boots or
That's
or
but,
pants.
but this is my point going forward, and
Okay.
I think it has to do with a money thing because besides the world opening up,
the world's closing.
no, not with that Ticketmaster scam coming out. I called it a scam.
It is a scam. You're not going to get my COVID, but
Thank you.
no.
Thank you, but with the world, slowly going to open up somewhere in the middle of 2021 or next fall or whenever it is.
February.
Okay, so
March.
Biden's in office.
February,
Say-
March.
No, he's going to keep us on lockdown.
I don't think
for 3
March.
months.
I think it's too early.
Well, March
probably
you'll start to. March I think is
Yeah,
when we'll
well,
get.
we can get enough people will start getting that rollout of the vaccine.
Well, they're going to roll it out in December.
Well, what's
Yeah,
name
but
is
not- they don't have
94
enough. They
yeah, what's
can't-
name is 94%.
Yeah, but neither company can make
Boots or
enough
whatever it
to
is,
even
yeah.
satisfy.
And then I found out that the main chemical in the vaccine, supposedly will not stay in your system.
Isn't that the point of the booster? Because both guys said it was a booster. Like, you got to do 2. Hit 1, and then we see you again in a month.
Right, you're gonna
Yeah.
get 2, but you're not getting it. Some people think you're gonna get it at the same time. It's like, no, you're
No,
gonna get
no,
one. You have
no.
to wait. You can't get it at the same time,
Yeah.
and then you get the other one. At this point, I really don't care. Jesus is coming. Anyways,
You'll be happy to be a chance to get back out again.
Oh,
The
you
fact
love
that
it.
it's happening around spring,
do you understand what happened to me on my way here?
that was your fault. We here, you know we always wait.
No,
trying to race
that's
the
not
ambulance
it. These
and-
people cannot drive. What you say?
You trying to race an ambulance and stuff.
I said fire truck. I said fire truck. You didn't. The fire truck was right outside.
Nah, you know we be in our old. When we in the studio, we be in our old little world here, yo.
So my whole thing is, never mind. Listen, Final Destination. Y'all remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so Final Destination, the original one, is when
Okay.
these teens were going to go on a school trip to Paris. They get on a plane. The main character, Devin Saw, imagines that, or he dreams that the plane, something happens to it and it blows up. Then he wakes up in a panic. He's like, we got to get off, we got to get off. Then him and a bunch of other students and a teacher, they get kicked off the plane. Right? And he's screaming, oh my God, the plane's going to blow up and all this other stuff. And they're like, what is wrong with you? And then all of a sudden, the plane blows up. So now he realizes that Death has a plan, basically. And because they got off the plane, they altered Death's plan, right? So Death was going to come back and get each and every one of them, depending on where they sat on the plane and how they were supposed to initially die. That was Death's order. That was Death's design. But because they got off the plane, they ruined it. So now Death has to come back and grab them. So then the whole movie focuses on them basically trying to cheat Death. Many of them die, and with the exception of 2 that survive. Okay. Devin saw the main character and his girlfriend. They survived. And in the sequel, you learn that he died and she was still alive, but then she ends up dying because Death comes back, whatever. Why am I bringing up Final Destination? Well, we learned earlier that Denzel Washington's house went up in smoke. And he got out safely. But I started thinking, I was like, this is on some Final Destination stuff, right? Because think about it. This is 2020. What if Death was coming for Denzel Washington and he skipped it? Like he avoided death, just like in Final Destination. And here's the thing, in Final Destination, if you manage to avoid death, it skips over you and goes to the next person, right? So I'm thinking, well then if Denzel was supposed to be next and he defeated death, then who's next? Well then we heard about Sinbad. Sinbad cheated death. He had a stroke and he's in recovery. So now I'm thinking, yo, this is some real life Final Destination. So now that Sinbad skipped death, 2020's coming. But for who? And then who did 2020 claim? Bobby Brown Jr.
I can't. Yo, your madness.
Death by design.
Really?
There you go. Final Destination is a real thing.
Really?
You don't see the connection?
Bobby Brown
Where
Jr.?
is the connection?
Like, of him. If you're talking about stars, we're talking about Bobby Brown Jr.
Yeah. I didn't
never
even know he
released
had
an
a son until he
album.
died. I'm going to be honest.
You a lie.
I didn't
You
know he had a
watched
son.
the movie?
No, I only knew about his daughter. I'm be honest. I only knew about his daughter. And I think he has more kids.
He does have
Yes.
more kids, which is why he got to protect them. Bobby Brown he's tainted.
And why not Bobby instead of the junior? Because Bobby been messing up for years.
You know what? I still say it's Final Destination. If you don't want to take or claim Bobby Brown Jr., then watch Death is Coming for somebody.
Yeah. Well, Sean Connery died. The other guy died.
Quebec just died.
Quebec. Yeah. It's
Who?
horrible.
Jeopardy just did.
Oh well, we knew he was out. So that's not Death's design.
Yo, he fought that. He
No,
fought
that's
that
not
for a
Death's
good
design.
20 years.
Bro.
He put on a real good fight
he
for
could've-
that.
What if he waited till he was supposed to go to 2022? You don't know.
But that's not how Final Destination works.
There's nothing in common. So Final Destination, you would have to all die within the same event.
You would
No.
have
gotta
to
remember,
avoid.
yes.
You would have to escape.
It had to be the
You
same
escaped.
event.
Okay, fine. You escape death, and death comes back for you.
Yes, but everybody in all the movies, they all had that one event. So we all died on the highway, we all died in the airplane, and I forgot what 3 and 4 were.
Okay, but this is
but
real
whatever
life.
it was, yeah. But
Okay,
I
but
know.
this is real life. This is not the movie.
So then it's just worldwide. He's just hitting and skipping.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Man, I'll come back to you. I got to go back to New Jersey anyway. I'll come back to you. What, hitting and
Whatever.
skipping.
See, I thought y'all would
Yo.
understand, but y'all acting real ignorant.
Bobby Brown Jr.
No.
Did he have overdose? How did he die? though?
No, flu-like symptoms.
COVID?
No,
it was flu-like
flu-like
symptoms.
symptoms. Before COVID, there was a thing called the flu.
I'm
How
just
you
asking. I
think,
didn't know.
Puff Daddy's ex died.
I don't
He
know.
killed her.
Shut up.
I don't go for nobody. So you got tired of paying
Well,
her.
that's how. Listen,
Yo.
that's how you gotta make it to the next level. You gotta make a sacrifice,
You
and I
got
think
tired
she
of
was a
paying her.
sacrifice
Oh, man.
because it was kind of random. So she was a sacrifice.
You,
And
everybody
he ends
think,
up having
like,
a birthday party in December, and his birthday's in November, and they think that that party was about him reaching that next level.
even the bodyguard said it. He had something to do with it, and the bodyguard was actually here, not too long ago. But at the end of the day, the
That's
amount of
crazy.
money Puffy made from Biggie's catalog and everything about him, because everybody forget Biggie was done with Bad Boy. Little Kim's first album wasn't on Bad Boy; it was on Big Undies.
And that was her best album ever.
Because he
it was
wrote it.
by him.
Yeah, same thing with Little C's and
Yeah.
everybody else.
So that you look at it, that he was done with Bad Boy. It would be no Bad Boy without Biggie and the money that he generated through that company.
Shout out to 112. Shout out
And
to
that's
the
why
band.
he's almost a billionaire. He's worth about $800 million
Okay.
with all that talent. You wouldn't have saw, what was it? The one where he kept closing the studio with Dylon and stuff. Making the band. You wouldn't have had season 1 or season 2.
No, season 1 was on ABC, the original.
No, what I'm saying is you wouldn't have had none of this without Biggie's money generating through Bad Boy.
Okay. Now, people's sexiest man alive is Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Do you think he got that because of the whole black movement?
Now, white women
I
love
don't
that
think
man.
so.
They all.
I don't think so because they've been giving to a bunch of black people for a while. Because Idris Elba got it like 2 years ago, right?
Idris. I just say
Idris Elba,
Stringer
he got it 2
Bell.
years ago.
Man, no disrespect, Stringer Bell.
Yeah.
You said what?
I just call her
Stringer
Stringer Bell from The Wire.
The Wire. That's right.
Oh, that's right. That was his
That
name.
was his character. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But no,
congratulations.
even
Nah, they've been giving it for a while.
the what's the one from the Old Guard, the white young lady with the 2 black boys that she let him dress like a girl.
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Charlize
Yeah.
Theron, she got a thing for him. She
Yeah.
on him. Yeah, she really.
She probably
love
want
that
to turn him
man.
into a girl.
She love that man.
She want to turn him into a girl.
Why?
You know that's what
Why?
they're trying to do to you black men. They're trying to take you and take
I
away your
think she
masculinity
wants to scream like a
and make
girl.
you feminine.
She wants to scream like it. It's well known in
Just
Hollywood.
because a white girl can love you better don't mean nothing.
Nah,
Don't be
it's
mad.
well known in Hollywood that Michael is packing. Even the
love me.
lesbian wanted him. The one from Rocky.
Yeah.
She wanted him bad.
Listen,
can
maybe
believe it.
he's good. Maybe he's good in bed. I don't know.
No, I say it's well
from
known that he's
Jersey.
packing.
Who? Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, right. He's from South Jersey. or
from
something, right?
Newark.
Oh, look at that. Your hometown. Aw.
He went to Arts High.
Aw, look at that.
We're gonna go to your house. I bet you his pictures on your wall.
No,
I'm
it's
sure
not.
it is.
It's not. I mean, he's easy on the eyes, but I don't know. I just, I'm just hoping that he's another black man and not a black.
No, I think he pretty is, but I
Man.
think his coming
Well,
out
you gotta
party
make it in
was
Hollywood somehow.
his coming out party was Fruitville.
Do you watch his films though?
I do.
Besides the main ones, like what was the one he did, the train station one about the
Yeah,
New York
that's at
story?
Fruitville.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Fruitville.
Fruitville Station,
Fruitville,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what put him
Y'all
on
like
the map.
that?
Because
It was
no one
different,
knew
but it was a
anything
real
about
story.
him.
So it wasn't like
I always
for
thought the
me. It
story
wasn't
was suspect.
entertainment. It was a real story. So I wasn't really watching Michael B. Jordan. I was
Gotcha.
interested in the man's story.
I didn't like it. I didn't like Kim playing the role.
I mean,
He
it
took
was
me
tough.
out. It took me out of a real story. Role with him.
You
It was a
think
good
so?
role for
Yeah,
him.
and that was before he got.
It got us
to
to
the big
see him
stuff.
do
Yeah.
something other than drugs, and then obviously
True.
he did a couple of movies where he was the only black guy, like Hollywood always likes
he
to
made that
do.
run. Yeah, he made
He
that
made
run.
that run, and then I think Rocky brought him in, and then he struck gold with Creed, and that's where he's been getting all his roles. And then I think the icing on the ice cream or cake or sundae, whatever you want to call it, was Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right, but remember, he was on All My Children, and I did watch him when he made his appearance there. And he
But his
was
photo's not
on
in
The
your wall.
Wire, and everybody remembers him there on the first season. And then he was also on The Parenthood. That was on NBC, which was a very, very good show. Grab
Yeah.
some tissues. Very good show. And he was a pivotal character to the main character's daughter, but he also is on Raising Dion, and that's on Netflix, and that's a really good show. My son loves Raising
He's only in
Dion.
like the first couple episodes.
I couldn't
No,
get past it.
he's the father of Dion.
Yeah, but then he left. He left the whole
No.
the series, right?
No, he's dead.
He's dead, so they just
So how he come back?
Because
it's just memories
they
and
go
stuff.
back because he has
Flashbacks.
flashbacks. So that's where he is. But he had magical powers that
He passed to the son.
passed on to his son. But he has to make an appearance every now and then because his son has to be the one to defeat the whatever it was.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's a good show. My son's obsessed. He's like, when is season 2 coming out? I'm like, next year. So
Yeah, I
season
couldn't
2's
get
coming out
past
next
the
year.
first couple episodes.
It's good. Like, you
No,
have
I mean, I like watching the mother because she's biat. She's fine as hell.
No, listen. You really gotta pay attention to the show because me and my son, it was like, I think episode 8, whichever episode it was that the villain was revealed, yo, that took me out. I was like, wait, what? He and I had to pause because we both extra. So I was like, what? He was like, what? I was like, what? And so we was talking in code.
Right.
That's a mother-son relationship right there.
And
I like
maybe I'll
to
give
watch
it
black
another try.
shows. Huh?
Maybe I'll give it another try, but I just couldn't get past the first couple of episodes.
No, you have to give it a try because it is really good. I mean, it picks up. And,
Well, it's too kiddie, isn't it?
Huh? No.
No, it's
built
not
for a
like
child.
super
Not
kiddie. It's to me, the script isn't the greatest. I mean, you wanted to watch it because it has great black actors in it.
But that's how
But that's what killed me. Like I'm a big TV movie buff show. Like at least give me a good script. It could be horrible acting.
But that's how I meant with the script writing. You don't want to write nothing in detail, and you're going to offer it to kids.
Right.
You can't do that because then kids are going to be like, it's convoluted. I can't get it.
No, the kids got it.
No, I mean, yeah, that show. But to me, it's not up to par. Like you're saying, you don't like it. That's why I get turned off.
Well, I let
get
him
you.
watch that and Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is coming out
Well, that's
season
different.
3
You know, that's
next year too.
that is phenomenal writing, and the fact that you were able to get all the main characters back and you surround them with phenomenal writers.
What if Jaden Smith comes in?
Yo, just yes. Repeat that. The fact that you can get all the original cast members, especially the one that just died, to come back, it is impressive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's great writing.
It's like that, and the fact that you like, I don't know if it's like great that you was able to find them or that all of them just weren't in a great spot where they needed a couple of dollars. Because it's not like they were doing anything at all. We all know that. Like they weren't
No,
doing
but think about it. He got the
anything
whole
at all.
Cobra Kai gang. Wait, he got the whole Cobra Kai gang before that
All
one
of
guy
them.
died. And I'm impressed that he stuck around before he died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously they had to kill him off because he was about to die anyway.
Right.
But then you have the mother. And I'm like, well, damn. She looked like she was preserved on ice.
Yeah,
like,
you ain't lying. She really looks really good.
I was like, are you kidding me? But the best part for me is that it's like they all picked up right where they left off. They didn't skip a beat.
It was-
And I'm like,
you know
these
what?
are actors. These are actors. Do
I
you
think
hear
it just
me?
fit. They made the script fit them. They don't. This is why I think a lot of directors have a problem with doing. You're trying to make actors play roles or be super acty. I know that's not a word. Putting them in a situation where they actually have to act.
Yeah.
Put them in comfort zones. In this movie, like these TV show, they don't have to do too much acting because the kids are into it because it has the karate, the action, and all that. And as far as us, who's old enough to remember
Right.
the actual original movies, those guys aren't doing too much out of their wheelhouse. So we can accept it and be like, you know what? It fits. It still rolls. They still have bitterness. One went on and did this one. He's not doing too bad, but all this other stuff. And it worked. It was perfect.
So
But it
now-
just wasn't generating money, which is why they hauled butt from YouTube. It's like, YouTube, we out.
So now they're trying to get more from the third movie to come back, and I hope they do. Cause yeah.
Who else could come back?
What's his name? The one that he fought.
Please don't. Stop it. Don't. Okay, you're digging way too in the well.
I'm not.
Just keep transferring the battle or the animosity. Like I said, the script was well written. The fact that my son is with the guy I hate the most, and he doesn't know, and then he finds out and he still wants to, and they will always have that animosity between the two when they should be past it, but they're not. And even at the point where they were going to, the fact that you're training my son and all this other stuff, hitting stuff, so it was well written.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm waiting for a remake.
No,
Please
you don't need to read.
Please don't. Because who are you going to get to play that?
Jaden
No.
Smith, bring it back in.
No, he made the first one, and that was good, and it was a one-time deal, and I think that was just fine.
His coming
You
out
don't want to see
party
him and Jackie?
His coming out party destroyed that. You forget that. No, I'm serious. No disrespect to people who come out the closet, but
So
they're not gonna
Sean
put him.
Cannon, who played Mike Barnes, because he's been doing a lot on Instagram, and I think he might be on season 3, and they want Mike Barnes to come back because that'll be another opponent of Daniel LaRusso, and that'll make it more interesting.
Okay.
They want to get Thomas Ian Griffith, who played Terry Silver, but he quit acting.
Oh.
So, but he might come back.
Okay.
So if they can get him to come back, that's going to be sick. That's going to be sick because right now, who's in charge of Cobra Kai? But John Kreese.
Right.
So that would be ill. Ill. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That will drive anybody to drink Coors Light. Does anybody know the sale of Coors Light Banquet, if that went up? Because that's all they drink. And
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
That must have been a YouTube deal that they had going on.
Because that's all they drink is
It's not just a YouTube. So this is what the movie heads do. It started, I think, in the 80s. We can show your product in our film if you're going to pay us. And if you're not going to pay us, because you'll see some movies where you'll see the sodas or the water bottles, you'll see no label.
That's like Corona and Fast and Furious.
Right.
You better drink a Corona. Like,
yeah,
what?
you know what I mean? So, hey,
Your audience.
we're going to be in all these different countries.
stupid.
We could promote your beer, your brand. Because right now, Corona will probably pair with us. They taking a hit so bad because this whole coronavirus stuff.
Okay, so Black Panther 2 begins shooting
Yay.
July 21st with Shuri in the prominent role.
Yep.
How do we feel about that?
Didn't I say that?
Who's that, the sister?
Yes.
Why are you
Why?
rolling your eyes?
Because I don't think it's a good fit. I think what
Why?
they need to do is get another person. We already told them. I sat there and I tweeted and they ignored me, so I'm pissed. No.
A black girl lead? Come
I
on,
don't
buddy.
feel like it.
Come
I don't feel
on.
like it right now. I don't feel like it right now.
You just talked about that little Magic Boy show with Michael B. Jordan in it. You got a little halfy little black.
I don't think she's
boy
strong
there.
enough. And maybe that's what it is. I don't think she's strong enough.
Really? Well, I don't know.
I
what
wouldn't
what else
say
has
she's
she
not
done?
strong enough. I thought
I
her
think-
her role as the super intelligent, it fit. Now, to me, it looks like they're kind of like you're reaching.
Well, she did
Thank
play
you.
Black Panther in the comics.
She played a great role with her, comical. It fit.
Yes.
But I thought, because technically in the comic books, Killmonger isn't dead. He's alive.
Right.
Even though she played a dominant role in the comic books, then you could have kept Killmonger alive or come some type of way. But to make her the prominent role, because none of her abilities were really like hand-to-hand combat.
Thank you.
That don't mean they
She
can't
had
train
those
her.
little line
No,
things
it
where she
doesn't fit.
shoots
All she
from a
gonna do-
distance.
All they're gonna say is she practiced with
No.
with the rest of the team.
First
you know
of
what
all,
I mean?
you have to get over. Okay, first of all, you're gonna have to settle with burying the king because
They're gonna do something nice for him.
You're
That
gonna have
I want to
to.
see that.
because that's
Are-
all anybody's gonna be thinking
Are
about.
we
what
looking
you're
at a
gonna do.
3-hour movie here, like the first hour
Absolutely.
of killing him?
No, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be probably open up with his funeral or something to that effect.
It
Where
can't. It
Well, I mean,
can't.
let's say did
or if
something
they don't,
similar,
just something
like they did with Stan in that first movie after his death, where they did a nice little tribute to him.
Yeah. At
It
the
was
end.
only a few seconds. I mean, it was only a few minutes.
But I'm saying, how do
as
we
far
kill
as
the
this
character in
movie-wise,
the movie?
You would have to open. No, all right. So you would have to do a CGI of how he died.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
we
have
can't,
to give
we can't
them
just
an
go directly to the
explanation
funeral.
of how he died, then the funeral.
Yeah.
But now this shakes up the entire Marvel universe to a certain extent because they always wanted to combine everything.
So then what you would do is you probably would have cameos. Maybe attend the funeral if you want to show that. Or have
You
know,
did it for
the
Iron Man. You
cameos-
got to do it for him.
Yeah, it would be for him. But then, now you have to talk about the transfer of power. Should it go to his sister or would somebody else take over that role? And Killmonger could come back and then assume the role to defeat whoever it is it needs to defeat.
But then again, in the way they do it, men were always the Black Panthers, no women.
No, go changing it now.
Yeah,
I
so
understand
that's
making
what I'm
history,
like.
but no.
I understand her being a prominent role coming, but towards the end, you got to give us a new Black Panther as far as from a male perspective.
I don't know
But
if it's going to fly right.
They have her as female Black Panther in the comic book, so it's not too much of a stretch.
I don't care. It's just not for right now.
Not for right now.
No.
Who do you want to take that?
I give it to Michael B. Jordan then. If
His character is dead. You can't bring the same person back.
Well, technically, he never died.
Yeah,
they
he
never,
did.
They never, no, they never. He remember
Remember he sat there and
No, he said, but
killed
remember
over?
when he told him, T'Challa told him, he said, we have the ability to save you.
Yeah,
So
he said
even though he
no.
said no, it could have been like he did it anyway, and he just was off somewhere recovering.
But we already had this conversation about who should play. Since they don't want to listen to us, I'm not giving any more free advice. So if you want to know what's in my head, you have to pay me. By way of Truth Vibe TV. Bloop.
I mean, like I said, obviously, we're still gonna watch.
No, we're not. It's like,
no.
yeah, we will. But I'm in my feelings.
That director is phenomenal. I'm sorry.
I don't
happy.
care.
It's not, and I hate to say it, it's not just because he's black. It's just that he's a phenomenal director. Every single film
Did he
he's
change the
done,
director on this?
Whatever.
he's
Anyways,
done has profited hundreds of millions of dollars. Every film he's done,
Where's Black Girl
he's a hot
Magic?
ticket.
there's no black girl magic when it comes to Black Panther. No. Okay, Wentworth Miller. Remember that name?
No,
He was the star of Prison Break. Did you guys ever watch that on Fox?
which one? The brother? I mean, the brother that was in prison.
The one that
already?
had to go
The
to
one who
prison.
had- the one- okay,
The skinnier one, the one who went there. Yeah,
he's been doing a lot of stuff. He's been on the DC Legends of whatever it is. On,
Legend of Tomorrow.
So he's been on TV for a while.
Right, and he was in Mariah Carey's "We Belong Together" video, whatever.
Yes, he
Then
was.
we all found out that he was gay, but it really didn't
I didn't know
change
that.
much for
Okay.
anybody because we love Prison Break. So he has come out and said he no longer wants to play straight characters.
Okay.
His career's over.
And I'm thinking to myself, basically what you're saying is you don't want to kiss women. So here's the thing. You don't have to play a straight character. You could always go out for a gay character. I don't understand that quote. Like, what are you saying? So you're not going to go out for straight roles anymore?
He's no longer going to eat, is what he pretty much saying.
So, I mean, but why make this announcement? Then I guess you're telling people there's no more Prison Break, but I thought Prison Break was over, so I'm even more confused
No, they're
about
rebooting
that.
it. I thought that's where you were going with the story.
Why are they
rebooting it.
rebooting it?
They're rebooting it with the brother. They're bringing the older brother back. That's how they think.
Maybe
They was like,
that's
"They're
why."
not
They
gonna
had,
die."
they had the 5 seasons, which were really good, and then we ended it off with the brother's death. What's his name? Wentworth Miller. He dies, but then they came back with a TV movie where he was actually alive, and it was like years, maybe 5 years had passed or something like that. But it was horribly done to the point where I was so sick, like I was sick because I hated the way they did it.
Was that bad?
It was that bad.
It's usually what they do, F things up.
Yeah.
It just didn't gel. Like, his girlfriend had his baby. She was married to this guy who was weird. And then the guy was really watching her because her husband was alive, and I guess we were trying to get to him. It was stupid. And everything seemed rushed. Nothing gelled. So it was like you needed another good 6 months with the script to make it, like, really stick.
Gotcha.
But it was just bad. You know, they could have kept it. I'd rather him be dead. I'm like, so he lost a total of 5 years because he was in another prison. And I'm like, well, what was he doing in prison?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was just stupid. I was like, we all mourned because you had supposedly this brain issue and you were going to die anyway. Now you're telling me you're alive? Like, the whole thing was stupid.
Well, he signed up because he didn't have to kiss any women. He was in prison.
So my whole thing is, I don't think there should be a reboot because there's no more story to tell. The whole purpose was for him to go there, help his brother get out. The first season, they got in, they broke out. The second season, they were on the run, got recaptured. Then they went to the new prison in the third season. Then they were back out trying to find the people that framed his brother. I mean, it was crazy, but it kept us all engaged. But at the same time, there's no more story to tell. So why are we still doing Prison Break? Because at this point, how can you escape? Like, the plan that his name was Michael. The plan that Michael had was very, very detailed. Like, he planned this whole thing to get his brother out. By circumstances, he had to carry everybody else with him. So I just don't know. But you're telling me you don't want to kiss, basically you don't want to kiss women. You don't need to be gay. But then again, because everybody wants a gay person in a film and every TV show, maybe all of a sudden you can tell your girlfriend that, yeah, I'm gay. like that has anything to do with anything about Prison Break.
Did he ever play roles where he was seriously? They showed him like making out or having sex with a female. I don't
so.
remember that. I don't remember.
But I don't
him
think
doing
anybody
that.
cares. Like when you're watching, but here's the thing: when you're watching a show like Prison Break, nobody cares about sex. This is not like an HBO thing. Like it was the drama of y'all being
Right.
in prison and everything.
Right.
Okay, the one guy I forgot his name with the mechanical hand was the other one who was probably getting some, but he was how he was. So it was just stupid. Nothing calls for him to really be romantic with anybody at this point.
I just think what unfortunately happens to a lot of actors and actresses, they don't save their money properly. Because my thing is, if you don't want to do certain roles, then do what, Drew Barrymore does. She only does films that she's a part of financially, where she can control a script or whatever. So if there's certain things you don't want to do, you don't have to do. So you don't have to come out and make all these, decisions or demands or whatever. Save your money. Put together your own production crew.
Yep.
Make your own movies. And they kill me with that. They want to blow through all their money, and then all of a sudden now you want to try to, because now with the whole fake Black Lives Matter, and it's all about the LGBTQ plus minus, that's the first time I actually said that right, movement, that maybe he feel he can jump on it. But at the end of the day, you don't like it, put your money behind something.
I feel you.
Make
I
it
feel you
yourself.
too.
You want to be, be in charge? Save your money up. A lot of these actors, like the Blacklist, he's an
Yeah.
executive. He's an executive
Creative producer.
producer.
Yeah, I
Put
get
your own money back into your own shows.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Blacklist is good though. Yeah, you're right. All right. So I was gonna go an episode without mentioning this person,
Oh boy,
Tamar Braxton.
your boo boo.
It's funny. I was listening to her first album with her sisters,
Uh-huh.
and I remembered how like Slow Flow. That was like one of my jams.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you one of their songs, but go ahead.
Okay. She was on Instagram. She looks very well. She looks like she's having an amazing life.
Tamar?
Yes.
Good.
That's what happens when you fake trying to kill yourself and
Oh,
get out of the
stop it.
deal.
Maybe she got a
So-
good therapist.
A therapist that she's paying that she sees every single day.
Okay.
Therapists aren't cheap. Ain't you in Hollywood?
She ain't broke.
Okay. Tamar wanted to thank God for 4 million followers on Instagram. Does God have anything to do with our Instagram followers?
Well, that's the norm.
Well,
Anything that
yeah.
happens positive,
Yeah.
you
Thank
know,
God for
I want to
this.
thank God. Anything that doesn't happen positive, God has my back. It's gonna get better.
Does
And
God
that's
help-
everyone's.
Does God help you win awards when everybody thanks them when they win the awards for stuff?
Exactly.
I want to thank God for this Academy Award. Yeah, God was
Shoot mother
Teach.
effers in the face. Who did that? Somebody, some comedian did that.
Uh-huh.
But that's the norm. Like these guys
Okay.
don't go to church. They don't give back to their community. They don't do anything for other people who are in need. But that's just the norm. When something good happens to you, you have to say because God is good.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got $1. Where's your collection plate?
I'm trying to get to TD Jake stuff. There you go.
Okay. So, I mean, my thing is, I checked out her little podcast or whatever, her big podcast, because, she thanked God for that too, because so many viewers.
Okay.
But clearly people are listening because they're waiting for you to drop some gems because they're nosy. But my thing is, again, you did all this so you can get out of your contract. I don't like you playing with God because, again, when's the last time you went to church? You can't even seem to get it right with your sisters. You had a whole bishop come to y'all to help you with your relationship, and you still couldn't get it right. So I don't know. You can make music, but something is off. It's in my blood. It's in my bones. Something is off, and I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop because something don't seem right to me. I still say to this day, I think she faked it.
Well, we all agree with that. We don't, because it's just like, even though, again, I mean, no disrespect to him and his wife, but Legend and his wife, you're just not going to take perfect photos like that in a horrible moment.
To my John Legend.
Yeah. Last thing I
that
want,
pissed me off.
last thing I want anyone to do is take a photo. Now I understand because, my son's mom,
Right.
like the first time she had a child, it was stillborn.
Okay.
So they took photos for her holding the baby, and that's her personal stuff to always remember
Right.
that moment.
Right.
But then to post it with you probably got 5, 6, 7 million followers, and you're following 2 that you know nothing about, and to share that type of moment with complete strangers bothers me.
Thank you.
Well, there's some weirdos that do that.
No,
you can't say
no,
it's
I'm
not
saying
doing it
normal.
for
It's just
It's
we're
for
talking
attention.
about this. You're like
Yeah.
you've had all these miscarriages, and then now you get to a point to where you can actually you're in the labor room. You have this child, and obviously this child stillborn, not alive. The last thing I'm doing is posting something that horrifying on social media. Now, it's just like me. Like, I follow everybody that follows me. That's just me personally.
Okay.
But if you look up there, could you look it up? Just look it up.
Look up what?
His wife, Teagle, or whatever her name is, in the disrespect, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But at the end of the day, all the followers you have, if you're not following at least 70% back, then that defeated all the purpose of you doing that. You don't know. So if I'm saying my fans and I'm following them and I interact with them, like Beyonce got 100 million followers, she's following 0. But everything is posted to my fans, this and that. And
Well,
you
she
have
doesn't
people,
even run her account.
right, but I don't care. To follow them back. Pay someone to interact on your behalf. But at the end of the day, you got people begging this young lady. Literally, one day I just had nothing to do, so I went through it. They're begging her to say at least happy birthday to my sister. Could you at least say happy birthday to me? They're begging her. But these are your fans. You love them?
Right.
Jesus.
What?
34 million on Instagram
Right?
as of November 4th.
Because she put herself out there. Now people that do follow her, they're just nosy. They just want to see what's next.
How many
like
is she
a month
following
and a half
back?
later after your miscarriage, you
Doesn't
want to
say
float
0.
celebrating Biden. Who
See,
does that?
There you go right
She
there.
averages on Twitter 12.7 million on Twitter.
All right, so
34 on Instagram and
right, so
12.
it's a money too. So you don't give a fuck about sorry, I know you don't give a damn about your followers.
Right.
You have 34 million followers, and you're following 0, but you would post a photo like that with complete strangers. You know where I'm going for Thanksgiving? I'm going to their house. I'm a stranger. I'm a part of their following. I want to have a dinner at your table.
Is that any different than the person who has the abortion and then comes out and about an hour later takes photos, like chilling photos?
Oh,
Any different?
I got something even
Your
worse to
mindset?
you. My wife, at the time, who got
know what I
pregnant,
mean?
it didn't know if it was mine's or her ex, because she was sleeping with both of us at the time.
Wait, he was married?
Yeah, twice.
Yes.
uh,
Yeah, look at you.
didn't know who the child father was, so had an abortion, and then right after abortion, blamed me for it.
Oh.
Oh, this sounds like a Lifetime movie. Can we get
So
the
like
rights?
just at the the links people would take. No, I'm not shocked.
No, but can I get that?
You want the rights to the story? What you want?
That's a Lifetime. That'll make us some money. What you talking about?
That's
This
not
is-
even the worst of it. But no,
That's
it's
okay.
no.
Are
But
you watching
that's what I'm
The
saying.
Undoing?
Like,
Huh?
Are you watching The Undoing? I'm throwing the whole thing
Yeah.
off.
What is that?
Okay, it's a show that just falls on this topic. But go ahead.
but no, like I said, it's doing something like that. I don't share stuff with people. Jeff is one of the few people, and maybe one other, that I would share things of my personal life with, and that's it. A lot of people that I interact don't even know what my day is like because I'm the same every single day.
Okay.
But we get that. If everybody has their moments and things, but for us to be true, the opposite must be true somewhere else. There's a yin to our yang.
Absolutely.
So she is the yang to our yin. You get what I'm saying? She needs to exist. It doesn't matter
She
that
needs
you
to
like it.
exist?
It doesn't mean that it's
Okay.
fake. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's
Not
fake.
fake, but then you're a moment of that magnitude.
Yeah,
Your-
it
your
doesn't
child-
mean that it's fake.
Your child didn't trip and scrape a knee. We're saying, oh, little boo boo. We're talking about pure death,
Yeah.
and you're posing for photos.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What regular woman do you know will sit there and have a whole bunch of cameras? They're devastated. But you talk about you doing this for other people. No, you're
The
not helping
opposite
nobody.
has to exist too. So just like if the 90% of women, are distraught or like get the camera on my face, I don't want to be around nobody, and that's the feelings that you're presenting, and that's cool. There's that 10% that's like on Tegan. You get what I'm saying? And honest with it. Yeah, it really happened. Everybody pose with a flick. Come on. Put the baby in the middle. You get what I'm saying? Or whatever craziness. And she looked distraught in those photos, too.
Yeah, you can
So-
tell it was
Yeah,
a
it's called
hurtful
acting.
moment.
Get you, bro.
But I'm
It's
not
called acting.
It's
posting.
not acting.
I'm not
You can't say that
posting
it's
that.
acting.
I'm
A
not
month and a half
posting
later,
anything.
you want to float celebrating Biden. Have several seats. Have
What
several
you
seats.
talking? What the, people?
Have several seats.
How long is it supposed to take? Excuse me. How long is it, are we expected to take to get over a miscarriage? It was a miscarriage, right? So a miscarriage.
Should have pushed that baby out.
How long are we expected to get over that?
It's going to take a while. That
how
doesn't
long-
happen
No, never.
overnight.
How
Never.
long is somebody supposed
You
to
held
born?
a dead child in your hands.
Doesn't matter.
In your arms. That does not happen.
Life-
You don't get
I
over
don't
that.
think
Life
you can ever
goes
get
on.
over it because
But
I always.
I get you, but life goes on. So here's the deal.
No, life
Right.
does go on,
But-
but you're not in a
but-
space
but
where
how
you're
do you
out
know?
partying and celebrating.
How do you know?
I can tell you from this standpoint.
That's what
Me-
I said. You can't.
Me
argue
and my
that.
cousin had 2 women that were pregnant. I'm talking my wife. That were pregnant at the same time, and that
Yeah.
was the good thing because we were wondering who was going to have a boy, who was going to have a girl,
Oh, yeah,
and
I was
then
corny.
my
Okay.
situation happened, and then his child is born. So his child, I have to see those photos 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th birthday. I'm almost 21, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm supposed to be celebrating the same feats because they literally were going to be born a month apart. So it doesn't ever end. From my perspective, I always
You're
think
right,
of that.
but here's my point. I'm not saying for you to forget about the child or forget
Right.
about
Right.
the incident. I'm saying life goes on.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
went and had other babies.
Yes.
You went and had other men. You went and had. You get what I'm saying? All these things happened. So a month later, if I don't even know the exact time, and I'm just calling for what you call it. If it was a month later,
Right.
I'm not expecting to stay inside. If she's staying inside in the bed, which you guys seem to be wanting her to, then something else
Oh,
is
I'm
really
in the
wrong
bed.
I'm
with
not saying
her.
she has to stay
No, I'm
inside.
just
So,
saying,
but I'm saying for her to go out and celebrate something that she was already a part of before John planted his legend in her. You get what I'm saying? So whatever it was, I get it, But these things happen. It's like when a parent passes. I can't sit home and mourn for the next 3 years. I still got to go to work.
Facts.
I got to pay for the funeral. I got to do whatever. I got to take care of the house.
All right, so how do you
know?
explain Beyonce then?
What about her? Well,
Like you said, she's following nobody on Instagram. People are just sitting here waiting for her to drop something, and oh my god, she showed photos and whatever. She doesn't run her Instagram. She's got somebody else doing it for her.
And
But then you have fans who are begging and pleading and asking for some type of recognition, and she doesn't give it. But she'll have a concert and say, "I do see your pictures and stuff like that," but you don't say anything. Don't entertainers, celebrities have an obligation to interact somewhat with their fan base?
No.
They
It
don't,
do.
but
And
you
so
would-
here's-
we
right.
would
You
like
wanna
them
take it?
to, but absolutely not.
That's the thing about becoming famous.
It's another con.
Fame is different from wealth, which is different than, and riches. I should say riches, not wealth. Riches, which usually go hand in hand together. When you become famous, you can trade it for riches. You do not have an obligation. Just like it's not Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley. Remember Charles Barkley?
Yes.
I'm not your role model.
Not your role
I'm not your
model.
kid's role model. I get paid to bounce the ball. I bounce the ball good. I can do other things, but I'm not your role model. They don't have an obligation, and they actually meet said obligation that you want to give them when they give, say it with me now, a concert before all this Nazi stuff, or a meet and greet. They give it to you.
No, they
You-
don't give it to you
they
because
get-
I mean
yes,
you have
you
to
do.
pay for that.
She has popped up
Don't-
on
that-
a lot
so
of
that's the
fans.
thing. You pay for it.
She has
you
popped
pay
up
for the
on a
thing
lot
to
of
be.
fans. I will
yeah.
give her that. Like one of the girls, they were doing a show to her songs.
Yeah.
And she was out there doing, and then she just came out of nowhere, jumped right in with them, and they're all dancing, and they're looking at each other,
And they're like,
and
"Oh."
looking at her. It's like, oh, hold on. So that was a wonderful moment. So she will do the meet and greet.
You got to remember she said you
Well,
you
not
hit
meet
the
and greets,
key
but she'll
thing.
pop up.
Right, she'll pop up. You said the key ingredient there. She doesn't run her own social media, which we all kind of figure. So when she does see your pictures, that means Jeff, if I run it, if I'm the guy in charge of the social media thing, yo, here's what the fans are saying, just an overview when we're having maybe a weekly meeting about my overall being and how I'm progressing. Like you have a meeting at your job and how we're doing, quarter sales is up, this is down, we're gonna push this. That's exactly what she's
Like
doing.
she has a deal with Peloton now.
Yes.
Okay, but I don't get the deal. What is it?
What do you mean?
She owns.
You get to see her, listen to the music, and
But
see
you
her
can pop
on
in
the
a CD
record.
or listen on your phone. So what?
No,
my whole
you
thing
get
is
the so you know how the Peloton works, right? So the bike comes. Usually it's a bike. But
Yeah,
now
it's a
they,
bike with a screen.
now they
so
give you a whole workout platform, so you can just like sign in stuff too. It's a bike, but you're on your own website, so you can watch their own, not even videos or live streams or whatever it is. So now you get to do it to the Beyonce full backstage concert. What was the one she did for whatever? I don't know. I'm just giving an example. Whatever it is, you get exclusive footage. You get exclusive songs. You maybe get the first
peep of her
peep
single
of
or
the
something
new
coming
album
out, yeah.
before it even hits title to be sold. All that stuff. Peloton is expensive anyway. So at the end,
That's
it's
stupid.
not good.
It's
But
a
Because again,
genius-
you're
it's a
getting a
genius
workout in for
move. It's
30
it's
minutes.
not to us though.
Well,
It's,
it's a
for the
genius move because-
that's for the wealthy people.
Yeah, people
who
get
like her.
But again, it's not like a lot of people are running.
It's
back
like
to the
Ivy
gyms.
Park. Are you rocking Ivy Park?
No, because it's expensive as hell. She
So,
be giving
but
that
again-
stuff away to celebrities.
But again,
Alright?
yeah. So again,
Gotta
there
wait
you
for it
go.
to come out in Marshalls so you can cop it for $35.99.
But that's my point. It was not meant for you.
But
at
I
that
don't even understand what Ivy Park is.
It's a clothing line.
I still don't get the clothing line. I've seen all the pictures. I've seen all the outfits. I still don't understand if they're workout outfits or what because she'll have a coat. I'm like, where are you wearing that to?
They
And then
label
her
it as
husband
athletic
came up
gear.
with a counter for men.
Yes.
Workout. He just signed a big deal
Yeah.
partnership to do the same thing Peloton does, but more from a man perspective.
Mm-hmm.
They're freaking geniuses.
Okay, if you say so.
So they become their own brand, which means I can't pop up
Own
everywhere.
you would love to own any and
You-
everything that
if,
you're.
If
a part
you were
of.
in that same status, you would never go back to Newark.
Well, I would love to be able to have a status. That's what I'm saying.
So again, so then you have to realize your level of status, where it is, and what you can no longer just do. She can't no longer just go to ShopRite or
Ever.
Whole Foods.
she probably
or
never
whatever.
did.
no, she
No, she did.
she did. Well,
Years
like,
ago, we're talking about 15 years ago.
you gotta remember when Destiny
yo,
Child first
She
came
doesn't even
out.
do interviews.
When Destiny Child first came out, that album was garbage, super garbage. Which is why they came out with that super remix as fast as heck, the No 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 with
Right,
Wyclef.
Wyclef, and then she hit the stratosphere when Case had her in the covered letter or opening letter
Yeah.
video. Everybody's like, "Yo, who the hell is that girl?" And it was like, "Well, that's the girl from Destiny Child." No, it's not. Yes, it is. And then boom, Destiny Child exploded. And they immediately came out with a new album. They touring,
Yeah.
kicked the other girls to the curb.
Yeah.
No, the
All
other
this stuff.
girls quit.
No, they got kicked to the curb.
Whatever. Hey,
Or
look,
whatever.
Like if
She
you're
was
riding
more
around in Mercedes Benz and I'm on the bus, we got a problem.
my cousin worked uptown, and when they had the New York apartment, they were more reachable. Both Jay and her. The more they moved out west and away from things, they put up multiple walls and layers around them, which a lot of
Unfortunately,
celebrities
have
do. You have to. You can't, because now her brand gets tarnished. The moment she's out with the ex-drug dealer who now turns herself around, even though it is, well, that's what she been getting down into. That's what she do. Like, nah, I just say hello to a fan. You get what I'm saying? It's so much to look at. She's so far removed from doing regular things that regular people like us do. The peasants, literally the peasants, the poor.
Facts.
That's what we are, to them. That's why I said Ivy Park wasn't made for you, and it's just athletic gear for
Whatever.
for people to spend that money.
Whatever. Moving on. I'm so over it. So Parlor. Have you heard of the app?
Yes.
So conservatives have switched over to Parlor, where they can have their free speech and nobody gives an F or censors them, which is a good idea because a lot of people are being censored on Twitter. As you notice, Instagram came out with their new policies and procedures, so they've updated their terms. People are being silenced, whether they're telling the truth or they're telling some type of fiction. They're being censored, period. But what's not being censored is women with, their boobs out, shaking a tail feather and all this other stuff, but you'll censor free speech, which is a problem in this country because we're allowed to have free speech. Either way, they're moving on to Parlor.
Okay.
So, I signed up
Oh, I know you did.
because I just wanted to know what was going on.
Sign up number 3, right? He was that new? He was that. Hey, I'm here.
I was the third person.
No, the majority of them are on. And it's not bad. It's
Okay.
just an easier way, I think, to get the information that you're looking for without having fact checkers. Because the majority of the stuff that is being put out there, it is the truth. It's not made up stuff. So, and it's not being controlled by a machine that wants to keep everybody in the know with the same information. I mean, if you listen to the news and you listen to all the news stations, they all read from the same scripts. If you put them all together, They verbatim say the same things. So nobody goes off the cusp and says something different. That's a problem. I mean, even Fox News has crossed over to the point where they're starting to spit the same rhetoric. So Parler isn't bad. It could use a little bit of updates, but...
So go in detail. So tell me about it.
Well, you go in. Well, you sign up. It's free.
Okay.
It's different. I think in the beginning they were doing a lot of updates, so every single time you went in, it was always updating, but they stopped the updates, so I think they got it right. So you can make comments. It's called Echo. So I think they were trying to be different. So like a retweet is considered to be an echo, so you can echo with a comment or just echo in general.
Gotcha.
And you can like. There's no dislike buttons, but you can add links. You can basically post whatever it is you want. There basically is no censorship.
Okay.
There are a lot of people on Parlay.
Is it similar to Twitter in a sense? If I go on there and put nudity stuff on there, or they are getting rid of that?
I didn't see. You know what?
I'm just asking. I've never played with it.
Anything about nudity?
You know what I mean?
I think this is really just for people to have a place to speak their minds and not be censored.
Does it do images?
Yes, it does images.
Okay.
You can comment on other people's comments.
Does it do video?
It does video, all that. It's like a Twitter, but for conservatives.
Okay. Yeah. Well, everything starts like that.
So
Until
say it like
taken
that.
Over, yeah.
It's Twitter for conservatives.
Okay.
So that way they're... And if it's sensitive content, you mark that as sensitive content.
You mark it.
Yes.
Not a moderator.
Right.
Okay.
So as you can see, I just saw it right there.
Gotcha.
So
do you think you'll leave Twitter for this?
No, I'm going to say on Twitter because I comment on TV shows, and then, I have moments.
So you wouldn't have a moment on there?
No, this is more...
Not a TV moment, but like, oh my God, they're getting Trump again or something. I don't know.
No,
You get what I'm saying?
This is a segue into conservatives. Okay, so I get it. I understand all about voter fraud. I understand what's going on. It looks to me that that Biden did win.
Okay.
Was voter fraud present? I believe that voter fraud was present, especially with the speculations and the things that have been uncovered. Should the American people worry about that? Absolutely, because if it happened to Americans now with this election, you have to worry about what may happen in 2024. Because if the Republicans lose, there's a very chance that in 2024 they could put into place the same procedures that the Democrats put into place and try to steal the election. And you would cry foul then, but you don't want to cry foul now. I think everybody should pay attention to this Dominion software because it's kind of suspect. You should pay attention if your votes are being calculated overseas and ask why would that happen. You should be questioning why 6,000 votes will go from one person to another person and talk about a glitch. That means that our voting is not safe and secure. As an American voter, you should be concerned about that. Here's my issue.
Okay.
I know that there are a lot of Trump supporters who want to defend Trump, and I totally get it. But what you're failing to realize is that the Democrats bought and stole this election. They infiltrated every single social media platform that they could. Speaking of, Verzuz on Thursday with Jeezy and with Gucci Mane. They came on, they had a special guest. Special guest was Stacey Abrams.
Yes.
She didn't know who the hell they were. Okay? Again, what turns me off is that I come to have fun. I don't come to listen to Stacey Abrams. I don't want politics included with my music. Okay? Why are you doing that? This is what the Democrats have been doing since day one. Okay? They infiltrated every single platform. So you could say they all got together and brainwashed everybody. They did. So when you say, how could Joe Biden get more votes than Obama? Are any of you paying attention? Like Trey Songz says, knock, knock, knocking on your door. Are you guys paying attention? I'm so irritated with you people because you all keep saying the same rhetoric, but you're not paying attention as to what is going on behind the scenes. And what's going on behind the scenes is that the Democrats did what they were supposed to do. They got to everybody. So, yes, it is possible that Biden got more votes than Obama because everybody was told we need to get Trump out of office.
Okay.
And that's what they went with. You guys are acting like, this is impossible. It is possible. So when they spewed the rhetoric of they have to get Trump out of office and everybody was saying the same thing and all the social media platforms were saying the same thing, they limited your speech. They limited his speech. Okay, so what was the plan to counterattack? Y'all didn't have one. Again, President Trump, who did you have on your team that was supposed to figure this out? Your team sucked. Your campaign sucked. You all talk about how the American people are waking up. It's a handful of Americans that were waking up. Let's keep it honest. Everybody else was on the we have to get rid of Trump train. That's what they wanted. That's what they were, brainwashed with. That Trump is this evil person and he has to go. He has to go. Every platform said the same thing. They did a versus battle. And you had Kamala Harris, who did not know who Brandy and Monica were. Okay? But they did it to get votes. What were you all doing? Oh, the American people are waking up. Who was waking up? So I'm happy that you have this new site, this new app where you can have freedom of speech, but I need for you all to start living in reality. Okay? I'm happy that you guys are going after the fraudulent votes, and I'm glad that you're going after what's going on currently. And I understand the people on the left and Democrats saying, oh, he needs to concede. Calm down. Relax. Biden will walk the stage. Biden will be inaugurated. Okay? But right now, what we all need to realize is that there is something wrong with the voting. And we want to get this resolved. Okay? Even if at the end of the day, it still remains that President Trump lost the election and Joe Biden is the president-elect, so be it. But for right now, we need to understand what happened with these votes. Because, again, you had dead people voting. That shouldn't be. You all say, what fraud? I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and he was like, there is no fraud. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So it's not fraudulent for a dead person to vote? That's a problem. Okay? 6,000 votes go from one to another. That's not a problem. Please, it is a problem, and you should all be worried about it. But at the end of the day, be in reality. Live in reality. The reality is Trump's team didn't do enough to secure the votes, whereas the Democrats, kudos to y'all, knew what you were doing, infiltrated where y'all needed to. Republicans didn't do that. Now there's a shift between. Or there's a split between Republicans, and then there's a split with conservatives because all of y'all ain't on the same page. That's another problem. Because you go on social media, and you might have, I want to say you probably hurt the campaign as well. Because you all are not together on the same page. You can't be mad at Candace Owens and then praise other people, but talk bad about Candace Owens, who's all about Trump and the Republican Party and educating fools, and then talk about how we need to come together. It's just ridiculous. Okay? It's either you guys are all having a united front, and it's the same thing I said about the Democrats. You need to show a united front. Now, where I'm pissed off is the fact that you're all celebrating Kamala Harris, but if you all had this feeling for Kamala Harris, then Kamala Harris would have been the one to be the front runner for president, not Joe Biden. Right? But either way, you guys want to make history. Half of you voted just to make history. But what's good for this country? So now that you have Biden in office, who's going to mandate masks, who's going to put us on lockdown, I mean, we're all stuck. All right, right now in Newark, we're going to have a 10-day stay-at-home order, starting the day before Thanksgiving, the 24th, ending December 4th. For 2 weeks, 10 days, stay at home. For what? because the Ironbound section is out of control. Well, that's the Ironbound section. You all drive through that section. You know who's doing what, but y'all don't say nothing. So now, what about the people who have never been sick? Why are they staying home? Why not they just keep doing what they've been doing? Does that make sense to you? A lot of people are pissed off. Some people are like, okay, fine, I wasn't doing anything anyway, so it is what it is. But kind of funny how your mayor says, oh, well, you have to stay home for Thanksgiving. But I thought the CDC said you can have people at your house, but just not a whole lot of people. Don't people assume the risk? So, Jeff, if you go out, don't you assume the risk every day when you go out? Because besides COVID, there are a lot of other things that could happen. But don't you assume the risk of anything that you do?
Yes.
So what are we talking about here? What are we doing? I get people are scared, but see, it's people like the mayors and the media that make people scared. Because you talk more about the numbers rising, but you don't talk about the people recovering. You don't tell us that the people that are testing positive, if they had symptoms, or some people who are asymptomatic, you don't even give us all the information.
Well.
So if you're not giving us all the information, then how am I supposed to be really worried? I'm only worried because you're talking about death. But again, how many people are dying compared to how many people are surviving? Wouldn't it be better to talk about the survival rates, which are pretty good? In other words, somebody could catch COVID and still survive. Don't you want to talk about that? If a person wants to go out into a party that has 50 people, they assume that risk of getting sick. That's not on the state. That's not on the federal government. That's on that person. The family can't get mad at the mayor. The family can't get mad at the president. You get mad at the person that went to the party and acted stupid. Right or wrong?
You make a point. I got a question though. How will that 10-day I think it's just 10 days.
It is 10 days.
10-day mandatory shutdown affect with your jobs? So, like, if a person was going into the office, you know what I mean?
Well, all of Newark is shut down.
So, do you tell your job, like, hey, man, I can't leave because I'm living in Newark?
Well, the jobs in Newark should
I'm
have
just
given
asking.
out, emails saying what the procedures were or have their people work from home, or they're going to have to figure out how to pay their people.
Right. So, like, let's say you didn't. Let's say you worked, I don't know, somewhere else. You get what I'm saying?
That shouldn't affect it because if you have to go to work, you have to go to work.
So,
just like
okay,
he
so
said,
you still
if you
can't
want to
leave.
get tested, you can still leave your house to go get tested because he encourages
Okay.
everybody to go get tested. But now, are we testing because I have to get tested?
So
or
what-
are we testing because I have symptoms?
So, what was he shutting down? Just the businesses then?
No,
Mostly.
everything in Newark is shut down.
So just mostly the businesses.
Everything in Newark
So
is
that's
shut
only
down.
businesses besides you guys who live there.
Right.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. So I can't go there to my favorite Italian
There's
joint.
nothing open.
Right.
For 10 days,
So-
there's nothing open.
That affects the business more than affects you. I'm thinking like the cops are like, or like whoever, you can't go to work because you work in Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. So
Well, I'm
that's what
negative.
I'm asking.
I got tested twice. So I'm negative. But see, I had to get tested in order to have surgery. So,
No, but that's how I took with the shutdown. Like, because they were broad on
well,
TV
if
when
you're
they said
on,
it.
if you live in Ironbound, you have to show proof that you live there. They're not going to let you in.
So now that's what I'm trying to say.
But see, that's the Ironbound. But
That's
see,
Ironbound.
But
So
he's shutting all of Newark down for
Yes.
for
Which
10
is
days.
legal. We're going to point that out.
what are you talking about?
Illegal.
You said legal or illegal? What are you trying to
Illegal.
What's illegal?
It's not
I don't have
illegal
to
when you
show
do it
my
under
ID to go home.
when you do it under form of health threat, it's fine. It's legal.
But what's the threat?
Yeah.
COVID. I'm just
But
telling you
did I
out
just
there.
ask you,
I'm
don't
just
you
telling
assume
you.
the risk anytime you go out? So how was COVID? Here's the thing.
See,
you
you-
knew
so-
that the Ironbound section was getting
So,
wild,
I w-
but you did nothing. So whose fault is
So
it really
here's the
if
deal.
the number spikes?
It's actually his because they wanted him to do a shutdown like this before. They wanted our I'm gonna say McGreevy, our Governor Murphy.
Right.
You like McGreevy, but he was gay. Oh, anyway, so
that have to do with it?
I thought you was conservative. Anyway, yeah, don't roll on now. Is that me now? Anyway, they wanted him to do something like this. We shut down all businesses where people can gather because people go to Ironbound because that's where most of the restaurants are. If I'm
Right, but
if I
see,
remember
for a
correctly.
person like
But-
myself,
but
I'm
no,
not going there
but-
because I don't want people crowds.
That's you, and you all think differently, obviously, than the rest. Remember 90-10. It's always 90-10.
Okay,
So-
fine.
Right. So if you're in the 90, let's say you in the 90, there's a good 10% of Newark that's not thinking of that, and we're going to party. So when they party, they assume that risk that we just talked about. Here's the deal with the risk. They keep assuming it, and they may become carriers. So when I go to work, and I'm just chilling. Nah, man, we was at the party last week. cough, 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 and now become a spreader, and unfortunately get you sick, who was a good person in the 90%.
But
Now
how do
you
I
sitting
get
there
sick
like,
if I'm wearing
yo.
a mask? But how do I get sick if I'm wearing a mask like you told me to?
I'm just giving.
But
just giving the
asking,
thing.
how do I get sick? You told
Maybe
us
you
to wear a
kissed
mask.
the person.
You have drilled us.
Maybe he was in your face spitting.
He
I
can't be in my
don't
face
know.
if I'm wearing a mask.
Well, New
we're
York
just
Times
talking
just
about-
came out with an article saying that
need
no
it?
matter
Oh.
how you clean, no matter how you clean surfaces, because it's
still
airbound,
there.
it's still there.
It's still there. So, but the thing is, when it becomes something airborne, is how much particles in air per area. So you get what I'm saying? So if three of us have it,
Here's the
so
thing.
I get it. The mask doesn't 100% save you. It never will. It's a good deterrent.
So then what's the point?
It's a deterrent.
Well, it's
Okay.
like because
So
it
I
is
said, if you stay home,
airbound.
wear a mask. So don't tell me to wear a mask if you want me to stay home. It's either I'm gonna do one or the other.
I need you to do
for,
both.
It's for specific individuals because unfortunately you have people that are coughing and sneezing in their own freaking masses. So it just goes to show the lack of intelligence of people. Like even to this day, because I have to go in, part of my job duties is to make sure all the restrooms are working properly.
Right.
I see people walking out every day, hands
Without
dry
washing?
as a bone, not washing their hands.
Not washing, right?
And I'll give you this. At this day and time, I can feel you not wanting to wash your hands, especially because they don't have automatic
Oh, the sinks.
sinks. But outside of each restroom, there are antibacterial stations. You walk
so
by
you would
those
just
two.
wash your hands and then follow up with the
No. What I'm saying is, understand if you don't wash your hands, because the first thing what people fail to do, realize when you're dealing with restrooms, if I sit down and I take a dump, the first thing I'm going to touch is the handle. The next thing I'm going to touch is the latch on the stall.
What
The
if you
next
wipe
thing
and
I'm
get
going
your
to touch.
doo-doo on your hands.
It don't make it. It's
There are
you
people
mean-
who
it's-
don't wash even after wiping
Right.
in the stall.
So that
And I've seen that in the men's
right,
room
and then next thing
literally
you do
last
is
month
you touch the faucet
at a restaurant.
Right, you touch the faucet to turn it on. So the entire time you didn't touch
Iron
4 or
bound.
5 things.
This is a turn for the worse.
Right, you didn't touch 4 or 5 things without sterilizing your hands
Exactly.
properly. Instead of them installing antibacteria in the stalls. So
then-
I get them not washing their hands, and what I don't get them is not hitting that antibacteria 4 or 5 times.
So
to
then
get
they're
your
used
hands
to having
proper.
somebody pee and do doo-doo on them. So this goes right back to the argument.
Well, it's just like even the urinals.
Look at that. We full circle.
Even the urinals. You first thing you do after you use the bathroom is you hit the handle.
Yeah.
How many other dudes hit the handle?
Yeah. Or pissed on it. God damn. Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, you girls got stalls. So yeah.
Oh, they're worse.
So
You see tampons and
you know,
everything on the
listen,
floor.
when I was in college, this is gonna freak y'all out, but a girl, I walked into the bathroom, went to the sink because I was gonna brush my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
There was doo-doo in the sink.
I believe it.
I would ask for my money back immediately.
I'm gonna need the whole
So
semester.
I walked out and I walked back in because I thought, well, maybe I didn't see that right.
I believe it.
And no, there was doo-doo in there. And I'm like, no black woman did this. This was a white woman.
Be a
Because who
dumb.
the
You said
hell?
no black woman.
No, you'd be
Who
amazed.
the hell?
It ain't just them. Don't
Yo.
believe me. It ain't just white women.
That's what I was thinking at the time. But I went back to my roommate and I was like, yo, go to the bathroom. So she went to the bathroom. And then she came back and she cursed me out. First of all, I felt like I should have been the only one to see that.
So what are you making everybody else a victim? Nigga gonna call your
That's
RA
like people-
and get the janitor
Oh man,
up
this
there.
is nasty tasting.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
First thing we
I
do.
wanted to make sure she saw what I saw because I could have
No.
been daydreaming. You know
Nah,
what I mean?
bro.
Like, did I really see that? Because I'm thinking, why?
You did say
The
college.
the stall
You
was
said
right
college
there.
day, so you just say you want to know if you was still high. from the
Exactly.
night before.
No,
Yo, am I
actually,
still drunk?
no.
Oh,
No,
man.
I never smoked in college. I was a good girl. I'll tell you a little story real
Aw.
quick.
We don't believe that, but go
The
ahead.
first time I got a contact high, we were with some girl. Her name was Molly, and she was doing somebody's hair. And she rolled up a blunt. She smoked it, smoke everywhere. She told me to go to her bedroom and get curlers. Right?
Okay.
I kept going back and forth because I couldn't find them. And every single time I came out, I kept laughing because it was funny to me. I didn't know what she wanted me to do. And I was afraid to ask her because she was like this big black girl, so I was afraid of her.
Wow.
So I kept going back in there. Then she stopped and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And she was like, go get the curlers. I was like, okay. So then I went into her bedroom again. I still couldn't find it. I was like, I don't understand. Then she came in after me and she was like, this. I said, the curling iron? And she said, yes, the curler. I said, oh, and then I started laughing hysterically. She was like, bitch, you high? I was like, I have no idea, but it's the funniest thing ever. That was my first contact high.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
that night we went to go to the movies to see, what was it? The Exorcist. It was the one that came out where the girl went down the stairs backwards.
Okay.
The remake.
Yes.
So we went to go see that. I swear that was the funniest movie I ever saw.
You just
And I
laughing at
never
everybody
smoked.
dying.
It
huh?
was, but I'm like that anyway.
Kill a
Like,
son.
I love horror movies
Yeah.
because, like, to me, that's just everything. I don't get scared easily, except for Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn might be the one that did it for me because it was just some things you can't unsee.
Jesus.
But I love horror movies.
Okay.
Like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street was my favorite. That was like my first real horror movie, but it's my all-time favorite.
It's like an 80s though.
I'm an 80s girl. I love 80s movies. That's like my
cool.
passion.
Good lord.
Well, okay, real quick, and then we're gonna end it. What's
Go
your
ahead.
favorite horror?
Favorite horror movie? Jason.
Oh, you suck.
13.
Truth. What's your favorite horror?
It's got to be Exorcist.
It wasn't even scary.
It had me
Of
scared.
course
to go
not to
see
you, psychopath, laughing at motherfuckers dying.
That I mean, if you want to say like recent, is still years ago. The scariest movie I saw was Drag Me to Hell. That was uncomfortable.
Wasn't that bad.
Horror movies should make you feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Okay, that's all I have. I don't have anything else with regards to scary movies because even the newer ones aren't scary.
I get that.
It's like they need some extra work.
I get that.
All right, that's it. We'll be back next week, and Donald Trump will still be your president. Bye.